Hey there, internets! So, field trip to the kitchen tonight because we need to be in the kitchen for this. So, Bud Light now has as their spokesperson Dylan Mulvaney. Dylan Mulvaney is the man pretending to be a woman now promoting a beer or beverage that pretends to be a beer. And honestly, Dylan Mulvaney is perfect as a spokesperson because Bud Light is not real beer. Just the way it is. Dylan Mulvaney wears woman face, Bud Light wears beer face, effectively. And even my wife is very offended by Dylan Mulvaney. Dylan Mulvaney never will be a woman and is not a woman. And of course, Bud Light is not a real beer. I mean, let's be honest about it. Men just shouldn't drink that. And this really struck home with me tonight. I sat down to have dinner after coming home from the gym. And my wife was listening to this. We were listening to Matt Walsh. And I paused it right after eating dinner so I could go get a proper beer. And she said during dinner that if I drank Bud Light, she would, quote, lose respect for me. That's not good. And, if you're Christian or Jew, in the Old Testament it talks about, some of the things that the Israelites were to bring to God was beer. Bud Light is not beer. She also said it's the beer version of a wine cooler. Now understand, my wife is a teetotaler. I drink a little bit, but when I drink something good. If you're going to drink, make it worth it. You don't have to get drunk. You can enjoy something that's good. My dad, first time I ever had alcohol from him, because there's a history of alcoholism in my mom's family, I got asked about calories. Well, if you got to worry about calories on beer, either you're obese and you need to cut calories of all kinds, or you got a problem and you're drinking too much. Because I told my dad, I drink so little, I don't care. And he just said, you keep it that way. She also said, it's a kind of beer a woman would drink if she's trying to be like the guys. Another quote she had. What you drink on April Fool's Day to make people think you're drinking your own pee. And I sampled regular Budweiser years ago when someone brought it to my house. And I was being polite about it. And quite frankly, even regular Budweiser's that way. Men should not drink yellow fizzy beer. And then she said, and we're discussing it more. She says, well, it's sissy beer. And that's when I paused the TV to go get it. And it's okay. You don't have to drink what I drink. Maybe you like wine. I had a minister roommate. He liked wine. But you could have some apple pie moonshine. That was a gift. That's fine. You can have a mixed drink. Maybe you have some whiskey. I'm not going to show the brand because I don't want anyone associating brands with me. Maybe you choose a dark beer, and this one comes from a brewery in Seattle. It wasn't my first choice, but I don't want to assume their politics or anyone assuming their politics. And a beer should look a certain way. A beer should look like this. Nice and dark. See that? That is a proper beer. That's what it should look like. And granted, that's not a proper beer glass. But that's what a beer should look like. Not yellow and fizzy. Yellow and fizzy is pretend. Just like Dylan Mulvaney. So, Budweiser, you keep Dylan Mulvaney. Because you can keep your yellow fizzy beer. Perfect person for you. I'd say boycott him, but I'm not going to... How do you boycott what I'm not going to drink anyway? And until then, whether you're having whiskey or moonshine... I mean, I sampled vodka a couple times. Even when I took my trip to Russia. Decided vodka belonged in a gas tank. But ultimately... yes, you can drink other things. but drink a proper beer. Not a Dylan Mulvaney beer. Until then, you all take care. I'm going to go back to watching Matt Walsh.